How does it feel in the week when your novel gets published? What are the different methods that authors can use to tell people that their novel exists, but without simply shouting at people, "Buy my novel"? And what's it like to be a guest at an event like the MCM Comic-Con? Last Halloween, I shot a video diary during the launch week of my own novel. This video diary takes a warts and all approach. It's going to let you see the highs, the lows, and everything in between. I'm finally sharing it with you in this video, so let's do it. Happy Halloween! Hello there, Buttercup. I'm Jason Arnott, the author of Ghoster, The Last Days of Jack Sparks, and Doctor Who stuff of both the fictional and non-fictional variety. I also used to be a rock journalist for Kerrang magazine and the like. Now, you're going to notice a few things about this video diary. First of all, unavoidably, you're going to look at all those people and go, oh my God, why are they not social distancing? Because, yeah, of course, this was shot pre-pandemic. Secondly, you might notice that I look absolutely knackered. I think it's probably the lowest energy video diary you're ever going to see, but I've tried to pep it up with a bit of editing. Last year was quite a year for me in many ways. And yeah, I think I was tired, but you know, warts and all. What it's like to have a novel published in a week when you're really exhausted. Right, that's enough babble for me. Let's look at this video diary. Hello there, you astonishing beauty. I am literally Jason Arnott and I literally need a haircut and indeed a shave. This week I have a new novel out called Ghoster. So this video is going to capture what it's like when you've got a book coming out. So today's Monday, it's Monday morning now, about 10 AM. Ghoster's out on Thursday. This weekend I'm a guest at London's MCM Comic-Con, which is going to be fantastic. I'm doing panels and signings. To give you the context of the last month, there have been plenty of people popping up on social media who've had advanced copies of Ghoster and they like it. That's very reassuring. And today the Ghoster blog tour begins. As you can see, it's an enormous tour of blogs who have agreed to review Ghoster. So that's a wonderful thing, really helps. Big thanks to Orbit and Tracy Fenton for that tour. Now, one crucial thing that I've done is send an email to my mailing list, the Necronopicon, to tell them that Ghoster is coming out. I really recommend that any author should have a mailing list because it enables you to sidestep all the algorithms of social media and keep in direct contact with your readers. Let's talk about what's happening right now. It's 10 AM. I'm getting a bus to Brighton train station where I'm going to meet my friend John Higgs and hand him 2 copies of Ghoster. He is off to London today to be interviewed by Robin Ince for Robin's Marvellous Book Shambles podcast. So John's taking 1 copy for himself and his wife Joanne and another one for Robin. What a lovely bloke. Okay, so I'm back at my desk and I've got this list of things to do for the day. I like to write down a to-do list. Ghoster promo stuff that I need to do, things I need to write for bloggers, like little articles and things like that. But it's quite a busy week. Anyway, I better stop talking to you and get a bit of work done. Okay, so it's after lunch now, and now I'm doing an interview, a text interview with a book blog, a US book blog. I also need to update a list I've got on my website at jasonarnott.com/ghoster, a list of pre-ordering deities. That's people who have pre-ordered Ghoster and then have told me by showing me the confirmation email or whatever, or their receipt, and so I'll put them on my website for all to see and they will live on in glory forever. Had a nice email from Orbit US, the US publisher side of things, and given me a whole list of things they're doing, including animated text conversations that I wrote the scripts for, kind of telling like a kind of a potted version of the premise of Ghoster, really. It's conversations between the main character, Kate, and her friend Izzy. And so it kind of sets up the premise across this week. I guess they'll be putting out one a day on Facebook. Right, I've just finished doing the World Geekly News Halloween special quiz. That's what it's called. It was a lot of fun. We did 2 hours on Google Hangouts. It's me, RJ Barker, and several other writers and YouTube personalities having a chat about ourselves while also doing a quiz. So the thing to learn here is that it's good to get yourself out there as a person, as a personality, and not just someone who's shouting about their book all the time. And then maybe someone will want to check your book out because they like you or they're intrigued by how ridiculous you are. Good morning, it's Tuesday morning. Stop wobbling about, camera. It's coffee that's very much required. Ghoster is actually available in certain territories and on certain formats. So in the UK it's on ebook, and it's out in America too. It's on everything, and Canada. Sorry for saying Canada as a kind of afterthought there, it really isn't. It's nice to see on Twitter, even during the night, people were popping up to tweet about having received Ghoster on their Kindles. So that's kind of weird. All of a sudden things have flipped. People aren't just pre-ordering Ghoster, they can read it today if they want. And of course most people won't. On release days of books you have to be careful with your expectations, very much so, because I think it's so easy for authors to just think, my God, as soon as they get it they're going to just breathlessly dive into it, aren't they? No, because people have lives and stuff, you know. And they have other books they want to read too, and you're vying for their attention alongside a billion bits of entertainment, including the new show on Netflix that they're addicted to. You have to reduce your expectations quite dramatically and just feel happy that it's out there and people can get to it whenever they want to, and hopefully they'll enjoy it. There's a really weird thing happening on Amazon US. There's a glitch because Amazon is sometimes a bit of a law unto itself. You know, the look inside feature where you click on the cover of the book and you get to see a preview of the first few chapters? As of today, if you click on the paperback cover on Amazon US, you just get shown the entire novel, so you can just read the whole novel. And yeah, Orbit have confirmed that is not a wacky promotional plan of theirs. so it's something that Amazon's done, you know, mistakenly, and I'm sure it'll get cleared up pretty soon. But actually I don't think anyone's going to really want to sit there and read the whole novel in the look inside frame, you know. So maybe it's a good thing. Maybe people will read more. They'll read more than they would have done if it had just been a few chapters, and they'll read enough to know, all right, I'm just going to buy this now and read it in the comfort of my own Kindle, or just get the book. So today I'm going to do an Instagram thing. Don't know how this will go, but I'm going to do an Ask Me Anything thing on Instagram stories. So I'm going to record a video invitation to Ask Me Anything with a little box that people can write their question in. Hey, my new novel Ghoster is out in the US and Canada today, and also UK in ebook. So see that box up there? Ask me anything you like about Ghoster, writing, horror, retro stuff, or why I need a haircut. And then I'll reply with videos of up to 15 seconds. So Instagram story replies, in other words. I like stories that are set very much in the here and now, and that's what tech helps to give us. But more importantly, tech is taking us somewhere new and unknown. And if there's one thing that really works well for scary stuff, it's the unknown. Oh God, now that has to be John Carpenter, doesn't it? Especially when you know that he's a rock guy, basically, and he likes a drink. How much fun would it be to just sit there, getting slowly drunk with Carpenter, asking him everything about The Thing, my joint favourite horror film alongside The Evil Dead? I'd like to think so, but I don't really feel that. Mind you, in publishing, in books, horror is kind of the genre that dare not speak its name. I kind of like that, though. I rather like the idea of smuggling horror onto people's bookshelves. I've been to the supermarket. On balance, I think social media takes away as much loneliness as it gives. There's always someone to talk to on social media, but at the same time we might be missing out on that actual being there interaction with people, and you can't underestimate the power of that. I've done lots of Instagram video replies to questions on stories, and I've got a few more to do. They keep coming in, so that's really good. I'm really enjoying that. On the one hand, our phones make it really easy for us to keep in touch with people, and then we're sitting beside people who we know really well and we're not talking to them because we're on our phone. So yes and no. I am indeed a big fan of Black Mirror. I have been ever since it began with that pig. And in fact, I co-wrote this book inside Black Mirror. Mine will always be Tom Baker, and I think that's because he's the best, but I think we're also like baby birds. We kind of imprint upon the first Doctor we see and we hang on to them for dear life. Well, that's just a theory, but Tom Baker rocks. Oh, First reviews of Ghoster are in. Let's have a look. So we've got 2 reviews in, an average of 3 stars. My video actually stopped filming then, possibly because I recoiled in horror. But the good news, if we can just jump forward to the present day, is that Ghoster now has about 180 odd reviews and an average of about 4 out of 5, so thank God for that. Tonight I run my first ever tester YouTube live stream. Because I'm going to do a proper live stream in a couple of days, I want to make sure I know how it all works, and thankfully all goes well. Okay, so this is just a quick test run to see how things like this chat work. I've had breakfast, I've had a look at the socials, I've seen a nice review of Ghoster from the Shades of Orange YouTube book channel.
I think this book will appeal to anyone who likes a very modern take on a thriller or horror piece and just wants something fresh, something different, with a lot of snark, a lot of humor. And if you are someone who is obsessed with the show Black Mirror and are looking for a book equivalent, I think this is definitely one to check out.
I'm really glad that Rachel took the time to talk about it and review it and publicise the book. That's great. And no more Amazon reviews overnight. That's okay. I'm going to shift my focus from Instagram to Twitter today and maybe try and stir up a bit of discussion about the wider topic of ghosting as it pertains to dating apps and relationships and stuff. So we'll see how that goes. You never know with starting discussion on Twitter. You can post something and suddenly it spirals off out of control, or you can post something and there's just crickets. But let's see. This afternoon I do the classic ritual of going to the newsagents to see if my book's been reviewed. Thank you, Sci-Fi Now. The afternoon's gone pretty well. It's about 5:30 now. There's been some good tweetage going on today, a pretty good take-up on a survey that I put on Twitter about when does it become wrong to ghost someone that you've met through a dating app. People seem to have responded very well to that. And I also found a few tweets from people talking about ghosting, so I've retweeted those. So it's quite interesting just to talk about and spread a bit of content about ghosting around social media, because it is quite an interesting topic, and you know, ghosting is a pretty now term, which I suppose is why I chose it. Yes. Tonight it's leisure time as I head off to meet with my friend the author John Higgs, who you glimpsed earlier at Brighton train station. Our choice of pub, however, is relevant to Ghoster. So this is the Basket Makers pub that features in Ghoster, and here are the tins on the wall which you can open up, and there are usually, yes, there we go, there are messages inside written by other patrons, and some of them may tell you that you're going to die. Lovely. I don't know who they are. The Basket Makers is one of several Brighton establishments that I've featured in Ghoster, and it may surprise you to learn that I actually asked permission from these places to use them, just to be on the safe side. Right, time to stagger home. I've never been down this alleyway before. It could be the last thing I ever do. It's Thursday morning. It's a big day because it's the day that Ghoster is released. I don't know why I'm doing this with the camera. Maybe it's to sort of create a sense of gravitas. Yeah, Ghoster is released. Obviously it's been released in other formats this week in America and the UK, but today is the UK paperback release day. Sorry, I've only just had coffee, so coffee has yet to actually seep into my brain and animate me. So yeah, Ghoster, this feels like, you know, the proper release date, because it's the day on which the paperback comes out in the UK, and therefore all the formats are available in the UK and US. And it's also a big day because I'm going to do my proper YouTube live stream this evening at 8 PM. So that should be fun. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that, especially now I don't have to worry about the technical side of it, thanks to having done the test run on Tuesday night. So I know what to expect, basically. It's going to be a laugh, and I'm not going to take it too seriously because, you know, probably like 5 people will turn up and a dog or something like that. I will take it seriously, but not super seriously, as if, oh yes, I have to have 5,000 people turn up for this or it's a failure, because clearly that's not going to happen. And good God, I still need a haircut, don't I? Oh God, yes. Not that I'm obsessively keeping an eye on these figures or anything, but that's pretty cool. Top 100 horror thrillers, almost top 4,000 books. That's books full stop. Tonight's the night for the actual proper Ghoster launch live stream on YouTube, which goes really, really well. I thoroughly enjoy myself, and everyone who joins in seems to enjoy it too. And I've done several live streams since. I like them. And I swear I'm only going to pick up this book and hold it up to the camera about 87 times during this live stream. Yes, your eyes did not deceive you there. We have jumped straight to Saturday, bypassing Friday. But that's because on Friday I did literally nothing, so there was nothing to film. And I did nothing in order to reserve my energy for the MCM Comic-Con at London's Excel Centre. Time to get on the train and do some yapping to camera. Right, I am on a train on the way to MCM Comic-Con in London, finally. And I'm going slightly close to the wire with time because it is 8:49. Actually, that's not too bad. But my first panel's 11:15 a.m. and it's a Desert Island Books panel talking about books that I would take with me to a desert island. So yeah, exciting stuff. Got my Jack Sparks t-shirt on again. The promo never stops. I have washed it though. I did wash it in between uses, just so you know. Cheers. Now, I don't know if you've ever been to MCM Comic-Con, but it is a wonderful place full of people in fantastic cosplay, and the place is huge. Look at that. That doesn't even show you a tenth of the place. The first thing you have to do when you arrive at MCM as a speaker is get your guest pass, and then you simply have to take a selfie while throwing the horns like a complete tool. The next thing to do is to check out the creator stage where you will be speaking and double check the time that you're on. You can see behind me the creator stage where a panel called Building Better Worlds is happening with the likes of Anna Smith-Spark and Tasha Suri, who's also on Orbit Books. So yeah, my panel starts at 11:15 and so that's in about half an hour. And here I am on that panel with the author Deborah Hewitt. Travel chaos means that Tade Thompson doesn't arrive until after the panel's over, and R.J. Barker turns up during it.
So what would be your first pick?
Well, I want to get my favourite horror novel in there, and that is House of Leaves by Mark Z. Danielewski. One advantage, apart from the story's fantastic, it's really mad and labyrinthine. But one advantage of the book is that it's really big, so I could use it to defend myself against any ferocious beasts on the island.
In case you ever wondered what it looks like when you're on one of these panels, it looks exactly like this. Oh look, there's our host, Rich Edwards. After the panel comes a signing at Forbidden Planet, and that's RJ there pointing at his own name. We head off across with the newly arrived Tade Thompson to find Forbidden Planet, and thanks to the place being so huge, there's a hint of confusion, but we do finally arrive at the promised land, Forbidden Planet. Right, RJ Barker, you seem to be using a stamp to sign books. Oh, you're signing them as well? And then the stamp of death. You're delighted with that, aren't you?
I'm delighted with that.
Oh, look, our books together. Isn't that nice?
There's a lot of them, isn't there?
It's a lot of books.
A lot of books.
So the panel's done, the signing's done, and I'm now going to check into the hotel with RJ Barker and Tade Thompson. And I'm going to have to walk around the entire building to get there. What a terrible hardship. I'm documenting every step of the way. Did you just put a Coke bottle in the bin there?
I did.
I thought that's what was going on. We authors don't get to stay in hotel rooms very often, so when we do, we make sure we do a video of it. After that nonsense, I go for a very late lunch with the marvellous author Tade Thompson, best known for the Molly Southbourne books and the Wormwood trilogy. The rest of the day is a blur of social activity, during which I discover that Ty Frank, one of the authors of The Expanse, is a metalhead. Day 2 at MCM Comic Con. I did so much jabbering yesterday. Did a nice bit of socialising last night. Socialising all day, in fact, and so yeah. Well, as long as I can speak, that's the main thing, isn't it? So I'm now going to go and see the Doctor Who Blu-ray, the collection panel, and I may try and film it for YouTube. Let's see. As you may already be aware, I did indeed film this panel, and I put it on my channel. I'll put a link to it downstairs in the video description. And then my panel, Classic Horror, with Kim Newman, Adam Christopher and Tade Thompson, that starts at 12:30. And then there's a signing afterwards. So yeah, all good, all good. I've done the second signing at Forbidden Planet. The Classic Horror panel went well. It was fun watching Kim Newman talk about classic horror on the panel because his knowledge is so good on the subject. So, I'm all done at Comic-Con, my voice has held out and I can now head home to Brighton. Yeah, I think that was good, that was great fun, I enjoyed that. Hooray! God, sorry about all the shaky cam there. Anyway, it's time to get back on the trains and return to Brighton. So what have we learned about what it's like in the week in which your book gets published? Well, as you can tell, it's all a bit overwhelming. It's a bit like having a birthday party. You're not sure whether to overdo it or underdo it or exactly how to do it. The main thing is to not irritate people by repeatedly shrieking about your book without putting at least a bit of imagination into it. And to be a nice person to everyone you meet. Oh, and don't forget to make a YouTube diary. I really hope you've enjoyed this video. If you did, then please subscribe and like, and I hope to see you next time. Until then though, don't forget to embrace your obsession.